We here to talk about Russ. Now, Russ is a smart man, but he came out with this, and I sat there and I listened to that little stream here with academics. So basically, Russ doesn't believe artists can be blackballed. And this is the thing. He questions how loyal an artist's fans really are and if they're not buying or streaming releases. Now, this is the thing, right? Russ is like one of the few selections to blackball. We all know when an artist signs to a label, they cultivate them, they show them to brighter, they broaden their audience, make it bigger, and help push their stuff. When the machine is helping you push, it hits different when you buy yourself and independent. We all know that. And I'm gonna just go on a little soliloquy. So what's up? What's happening? It's K.A. We back in the Stein K show. Goody sleep with a cut up patron. The nigga on the ton. So with that being said, like, subscribe, help your boy grow, get him up like a Navy. Like I said, when you sign to a label, they push your thing. When you independent, it's more of a grind. Now, Russ has always been independent. He had his little catalog, whatever. So when he did have his deal with, was it Columbia? I guess he always said when he signed his deal, he wanted to try to figure out radio because he had his little fan base. He was doing great with his tours or whatever. They gave him a better deal to structure. But after when he figured out like what radio was and wasn't really for him or whatever the fuck, he was just like fucking, he was out and he went back to being independent, which is a smart play. I'm not even mad that he's independent now. With that being said, now that he is independent, basically this whole thing has come to light ever since DaBaby situations and X saying that Ebro is blocking him off editorial playlists, the rap caviars and all these other playlists they got like on Spotify, Apple Music. Basically, Ebro holds weight at Apple. DaBaby kind of blackballed. This talk is coming to play, and Russ is saying, "Can you really even be blackballed?" Now, Russ is an anomaly. Yes, he does great shows, makes great sales, does his thing, but not every artist is built for that. Not every artist can work independent. Russ always says, being independent. And this is my one thing, right? The whole time him and academics were going back and forth on the live stream, I think with them, because both of them were saying points and both of them were correct in their own way, I just feel like there has to be a proper definition of blackballed, because they kept saying some shit. I was like, okay, like I see his perspective on the term blackballed, but I also see academics' perspective on the term blackballed. Also, where bro 6ix9ine's blackballed. I know Russ was trying to say some bullshit. No, 6ix9ine's not like, bro, the nigga's black. But come on. Russ, okay, fine. DaBaby Tory Lane's fine. Well, if you gonna see him and act like 6ix9ine is not blackballed, my nigga, come on. Like, at that point, I just thought his ass was tweaking, because 6ix9ine was fucking, he's blackballed. Let's keep it a book. So I don't know why he doesn't see that 6ix9ine's not blackballed, but that's his prerogative. I don't know why. But anyways, like I was saying, they just need to have a proper term for them to discuss, because they kept going back and forth like, yo, what is blackballed? That doesn't mean they're blackballed. So it's like, I feel like they just had to have a proper term, and then it would have made more sense. Now back to what I was saying with Russ. He is an anomaly. Just because he can do it, not every artist is doing it. Not every artist is structured to be independent, and that's okay. Great world, every artist could be independent and do their thing, reach their levels of success, and push it. But at that point, if every artist is independent, what the fuck is a record label for? They're gonna take like the broke artist who doesn't really have a song and push them to new heights, number one. And number two, they're gonna do an industry plan, right? Basically, and do that. Also, with that being said, the labels are gonna be here because, again, when all these older acts they sign to them, like nigga, Sony eating off MJ, Def Jam got like fucking DMX's catalog. Like there's just certain catalogs. Diddy's still eating off Biggie's catalog and all this other shit that's going on. Certain catalogs they eating. Universal giving Drake that much money. Do you know how much money they getting off that nigga catalog? Bro, of course they gonna give that nigga money. Do you know how much money they getting off Wayne catalog? And yes, Cash Money, Young Money is a thing. But the big one that they do what's it called? Distribution through is Universal. You know how much they eat off that shit as well? These niggas don't own their masters, they getting that shit. Yeah, y'all niggas get publishing once the label recoups. That's why. That's why when Lil Baby say these niggas ain't rich for you, they get in front of. I feel them now, Lil Baby. I fuck with you, you my niggas. So I ain't saying nothing about you, but that's why these niggas are always into business and they got their little promotion side deals. But depending how your contract is structured, you might not even get none of that. y'all could go check out my little video I did on her, because I was talking to a nigga about that in the comment section. Like, basically the way her shit structured, like, she getting bullshitted now. And before, at that time when she got signed, she didn't know she would be that much of a prevalent artist that she is now. But with that being said, like, certain shit gotta get restructured. And I feel like that was the issue now. People can be blackballed again. Just because he is an anomaly and what he does works for him doesn't mean it will work for everyone. Certain people do need labels. Labels, like I do believe some artists, you don't need labels. But yeah, I just felt like there was a lot of back and forth. And yeah, everyone can do, but some niggas, it just won't work. It just won't. So let's just see what Russ saying in this little article. I know I went on a soliloquy, whatever. So anytime a controversial artist, by the way, I like Russ. I don't know why niggas hate Russ, but anyways, anytime a controversial artist doesn't see their fame reflect in album sales, they believe that the industry has it out for them. Sure, we've heard these stories as artists and industry insiders give details on the power, how the powers that be have curbed someone's career, but not everyone who runs into trouble is a victim of the conspiracy. We've heard the term blackball tossed around in recent years, as social media has helped both make and break artists. Most recently, DaBaby has claimed that the low sales from his Baby on Baby 2 release were due to being blackballed. Also, the nigga you just dropped out of nowhere, you can't do that. Just because Drake can just drop out of nowhere, nigga, you not on that level. I'm sorry, DaBaby, you can't. You didn't really have a single out, and the album was basura. Let's keep it a buck. It was trash. Garbaggio. But anyways, however, many believe that his ongoing personal and legal troubles aid in its lack of support. Yeah, it does. It does as well. But anyways, amid the conversations, Russ arose with his take that an artist with access to the internet can be cancelled. No artist is blackballed, he wrote on his Instagram story, unless they cut off your Wi-Fi, remove your social media accounts, and take your music off all streaming platforms. You are not blackballed. He then shifted focus to the fans. If you are famous, you can still tell your fans, hey, I'm putting out music, then you're not blackballed. Fans will listen to your music or they won't. Russ continued. Also, if you are a famous artist and you need playlists in order for people to listen to your music, how real are your fans? Why don't they support you regardless? It's a question we're sure many artists are asking themselves. You know, now again, there's a whole little stream besides this. If you want to hear everything that was said, go check out Academic's stream, go check out Russ's post. Now, this is the thing, Russ is not wrong. Yes, you are able to go on social media. Hey, I'm putting out an album this day. It is what it is. What the Spotify or whatever, when you come into, New Music Friday, all your shit pop up or whatever, what Spotify does well, or Apple Music, they put new music. You might be sitting there, you might not know the nigga has dropped. You're like, oh, Russ dropped, oh, cool. Or you might just hear a random song from a nigga. Like, that's what happened with me. Russ came into my algorithms. I wasn't a Russ fan. I started hearing about him when he dropped out whatever Something Is a Wolf album. Whatever. He dropped that out. I started hearing about him. But his shit popped up in my recommended on YouTube. I'm like, who's this nigga? Click it. I'm like, oh, this kind of vibe. I kind of fuck with him. And I started checking his ass out. So, again, if that didn't happen, would I know who the fuck that nigga was? No. Eventually, probably later on. Because at that point, I was watching Everyday Struggle. I was 13. So maybe I would have seen an interview with Academics. I'm like, who's this nigga? And go check out the song, right? With that being said, bro, like, what he's saying is fundamentally right. But at the same time, it is what it is. First of all, he tried to say in the thing, shadow banning. I've been shadow banned on Instagram. I know that fucking shit is real, okay? That shit real. Just because I said a shorty kneecap look like a stormtrooper helmet, they shadow ban my ass. So, they shadow ban my ass for less. Imagine they shadow ban another nigga. With that being said, we're at this point where, sure, he is correct, but bro, let's not act like when you part of the machine, they will diminish your voice. They will. Look at Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? He has a great ass fan base. He should be blackballed because they trying to fuck with Dirk and them. It's not technically a blackball, you could say, but in certain aspects, it is a blackball because you don't want to piss off whatever other side, if you will. But they can't really blackball him because his fan base number one, so they F with him a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But his other artists, they really get pushed now. Let's keep it a buck. With that being said, just because technically you got fans, you could tell them you put it out, let's not act like the labels don't blow up your shit to make your reach look more better than it is. we not gonna act like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Look at the push for Glorilla, which she does deserve. Her song is big as hell. I'm not gonna say that, but again, is the label helping her reach a little bit higher limits? Yes, and we're not gonna discount that. If we just looking at it, yes, Russ is correct. Does the label help though? Yes. Do they help with certain things? Yes. And so all artists have a proper team, especially when you just randomly putting out music. When you're just starting out, don't really got a team. You just putting it on YouTube. You catch a fire song, the YouTube algorithm fucking with you, and then you blowing up. Of course, it makes sense. You gotta move your mama out. You gotta do all of this shit. You gonna sign the label. They always say it. When you come to an artist, they just got one song that's bubbling. Yeah, you're gonna sign to the deal. The label won't push your song, whatever. Woo, woo, woo. And sometimes these motherfuckers get into bad contracts. And then later on, when they sign their deal, then they kind of intellectually smart and they see what's going on. Then they like, oh, I'm gonna be independent, or I want a joint venture deal, or whatever the fuck. You know, I want to own my master. Yeah, but in the beginning, nah, you ain't thinking that. You just like whatever. Russ, in his stance, like I say, he's an anomaly. He just built his catalog to the point they couldn't little nigga him in no deal. And he, like he said, he never sold his catalog in the deal. So not everybody's gonna do that. Not everybody can be independent. Sadly, it's sad to say. Some niggas are gonna be signed to a label because they want the bag. They want it quicker. It's different. Do you want to grind and get it later on, or do you want it right now? It's different. It depends who you is. It's different as a person. It depends what's going on in your life. It depends. It honestly depends. Sadly, some of these niggas is in the projects doing whatever. They get into shootouts, whatever. They got beef in it. Yeah, they trying to get away from that. They trying to move their loved ones away from that. So, of course, what they going to do? They going to sign the deal quick. So, it is what it is, sadly. It depends on a person's situation. It depends where they at in their life. Russ is not factually wrong, but let's not act like the label doesn't have sway. They don't have powers, and they can't press the mute button on your career and diminish your impact and sound. All that push was giving you before, they ain't gonna push you now. Look at that young boy thing. That last young boy, I don't think it was pushed well. I think the label could have did way more, but did they? No. So it depends. Also, young boy as a person, he don't really do that. He just don't really do the promotion shit. So again, that's a nigga who doesn't really throw it up, but it is what it is. Is Russ wrong? No. But in totality, is what he's saying 100% correct? No. If you believe the label doesn't have no sway at all and can't mute you, that's where I feel like he's messed up and not seeing it. Especially with the 6ix9ine thing when they was talking on Academics' thing. It was like, bro, it was what it was. Like, bro, there's some, hey, like I said, there's some powers behind the scenes that could do a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's not keep it a bug, bro. Some niggas that could mute your shit and fuck up your shit. Let's keep it a buck. It was what it was. Well, now with DaBaby, even though I do feel that, I also feel a lot of things around him running around the whole shooting situation. Well, he was just in some bullshit all the time, fighting his baby mama's brother. You know, the dude going on his property, him shooting. Like there was just too much with that. All of that, the LGBTQ situation, all that bullshit happening with him to the point he just dropped this thing and I told you the album was basura. Like, of course it wasn't gonna help him, but it's just a lot of things. And he could be black, like I said, certain choices he's made, he could have been blackballed because it was weird. Now, who knows? Maybe next time, if the label actually pushes his shit and he has like a proper single going into his album, he might do better and he might get to them regular numbers he did on Blame It on Baby, you know. But yeah, this is crazy. And I'm not going to sit here and act like an artist can be blackballed. And that's where I vehemently disagree with Russ. Because niggas can be blackballed. Like, the fact he doesn't think 6ix9ine can be blackballed makes no sense. I don't understand why he assumes 6ix9ine is not black. Like, come on. Come on. They stop fucking with that nigga. Let's keep it, like, come on. Come on. Like, and this is the thing now. Are they all the way blackballed? No. Are they blackballed in certain aspects? Now, that's another question we can have. And I would say yes. And then also, we just have to have a term for blackballed. I feel like once we have a term for blackballed, this will, like, be good. Like, then it's like, okay. Because I feel like all that back and forth with him and Ack, it was just like, y'all niggas just need to make a proper term and then we could do what we do. Because it was what it was. Was it 6ix9ine blackballed? Yes. Who the other name? Young boy, not really blackballed. Yes, did they mute him a little bit? Yes. I wouldn't say young boy is blackballed. Is Tory blackballed? Yes, especially if this legal situation doesn't turn out in Tory's favor, they gonna blackball his ass. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna really blackball him, in my opinion. I don't feel like they did a lot because they ain't too sure. They really gonna blackball him if he's found not guilty. Oh, they gonna push this shit up. They gonna be like, hey nigga, my bad. Saying, yeah, we know you ain't signing you independent, but we gonna give you a little boost, cause you know what I'm saying, we feel bad about it, you know. Yeah, but what do you feel? You feel artists can get blackballed? Most part of they can, and yes, if you're independent, but Russ is an anomaly. But do you feel there is a thing as blackballing artists, or you feel like it makes no sense? As long as your fan base good, you're straight. But certain niggas build that, like a Russ or a J. Cole, they built up their audience. Some niggas don't do that. They're just with the label and their shit just come up. But anyways, put your comments down below. Check out the links in the description. I got some other videos for y'all to check out. Besides all that, you already know what it is. It's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. The Black TJ that while doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like and subscribe if you want to hear a little bit more, and I'm gone. Shalom, zoom, peace, out, gang. Aye.